given that tangent theta equals -4/7 and theta is between 270 and 360, what is the exact value of secant theta? Look, this part of it is just telling us what quadrant we're in. So if we're between 270 and 360, well, here's 270, here's 360, so that simply means that we are in the fourth quadrant. So let's go ahead and make a triangle out of this while we're at it. Whoops, too far. Okay, and we'll go from here. Alright, so looking at this little triangle, this horizontal portion is the x value, the vertical portion is the y value, and this is the radius, so we will call it r. Theta goes like this because it's in standard position. Now, here are the facts that you need to know. Sine theta is always y over r. Cosine theta is x over r. And tangent theta is y over x. So keep that in the back of your mind. So they told us that tangent theta is -4/7. So we know that that means the numerator is y and the denominator is x. Alright, but we have this negative sign. So the question is it -4 equals y and +7 equals x? Or is it +4 and -7? Well, look at the quadrants that we're in. So we have x and y. So x is right here. So is this going to be a +7 or a -7? It's to the right, so we know that's going to be a +7. And then the y value, because of the quadrant, you see that it's down, so it makes sense that this would be a -4. Okay, so x is +7, y is -4. In order to find the secant, I'm going to need the r value. So we can just use the Pythagorean theorem. So 7 squared plus -4 squared is equal to r squared. So that's going to be 49 plus 16 is equal to r squared. Okay, so r squared is 65, which means that r is the square root of 65. Okay, we'll come back to that in a moment. Now, in the end, we're supposed to find the exact value of secant theta. So if they're going to ask me about secant, first I'm going to figure out what cosine is, because I know that secant is just the reciprocal of cosine. So what is cosine of theta? Well, cosine is x over r, and we know that x is 7 and r is radical 65. So cosine would be 7 over radical 65. Okay, that means that secant must be radical 65 over 7, because these are reciprocals of each other. So that would be the answer to the question. Secant theta is radical 65 over 7.